Hi everyone, my name is Niranjan Pandey and this is my third lesson on calendar. So in the previous two lessons we saw that there are different basic things that I have discussed, okay, starting from how we recognize whether a year is leap or not, and then I discussed the concept of odd day. So further I will be continuing in this lesson the concept of odd day only, because it's a more about, like, if you learn odd day, you learn how to almost all of the calendar, okay. So odd day is something that you should master properly. If I talk about how many odd days are there in some particular day, so you can easily find now because you have the idea. But if I talk about how many odd days are there in a century, let's suppose how many odd days are there in 100 years, or how many odd days are there in 200 years or in 500 years. So that we are going to learn. And after seeing this video again, I will answer your questions like why we were dividing by 400 to check whether a century year is leap year or not. I told you in the very first video, if you need to check whether a century year is leap or not, you need to divide by 400. So why we divide by 400, that we will learn here. And if the time allows, we will learn how to find a day of any particular date. Okay, so let's start the video. Let's start the concept from here. See, if I just ask you, just a revision purpose, if I ask you in an year there are two different category of years actually, the ordinary year and a leap year. So there was one odd day in an ordinary year, we all know, and there were two odd days in a leap year. This much we know from our previous lessons. This much we know. There was one odd day in an ordinary year. I'm talking about the odd days. One odd day in the ordinary year and two odd day in a leap year. Now, if I ask you how many odd days were there in the first century, or in first 100 years, okay. So how many odd days were there in the first 100 years? If let's suppose I need to find out these things. So this is something that we need to learn in this lesson. This is going to be very important for you. See, starting. Let's suppose if I talk about the first century, starting from the first year, then second year, then third year, after AD, after AD, that is first year, second year, third year, and so on up to 100th year. If I'm interested in finding the number of odd days in first 100 years, or you can say in the first century, how we are going to find it? See, if you are interested in finding the odd day, you need to find how many normal years are there or ordinary years are there in 100 years, and how many leap years are there in 100 years. Okay, first 100 year I'm talking about. So in 100 year, how many leap years will be there? So if I ask this to the student, they generally say, sir, 100 divided by 4 will be 25. There will be 25 leap years in the first century. But that's not correct answer. Okay, you do not have 25 leap years. You do not divide it directly by 4, because the 100th year is not a leap year. Because 100th year is a century year, now, you know the concept. The 100th year is a century year, and every century year is a leap year only when it is divisible by 400. This much we know from our previous lessons. Every century year is a leap year when it is divisible by 400. But 100 is not divisible by 400, so it will not be a century year. So it will not be a leap year. So how many leap years we have? See, the 4th year will be leap year. Okay, then 8th year will be the leap year, then 12th will be the leap year, 16th will be the leap year, and so on. So all the multiples of 4 will be leap up to 96, But as soon as you come to the 100th, it is not leap. This will not be leap. So I will answer this question again. I will answer it mathematically why it is not being leap. When we have the leap year after every 4 years, like 4th one is leap, 8th one is leap, 12th leap, 16th leap, 96th is leap. So why 100th is not leap? I will answer in a short span of time. So, but from my previous knowledge, I know this is not leap because it is not divisible by 100. Okay. So how many leap years will be there in 100 years? If you find the leap year in 100 years, you will just find 24 leap years. Okay, how many multiples are there? Actually, from 1 to 100, there are total 25 multiples. From 1 to 100, There are total 25 multiples of 4 because 25 into 4 is nothing but 100. Or we can say when we divide 100 by 4, I get 25. So total 25 multiples are there. But when 100 is not counting, when we are not counting 100, so there will be only 24 multiples of 4. Okay, 24 multiples of 4. Like fourth one, eighth one, this is third multiple, this is fourth multiple. And similarly, this will be the 24th multiple. So there are 24 multiples of 4. So in the same way, we can say there are 24 leap years. If there are 24 leap years, so how many ordinary years will be there? 76. So there will be 76 ordinary year. Okay. So if we have 76 ordinary year and 24 leap year, now we can clearly find how many odd days will be there. See, in an ordinary year, 1 odd day is there. So in 76 ordinary year, how many odd days will be there? 76 odd days. Okay. I have already told you that in an ordinary year, there is 1 odd day. So in 76 year, there will be 76 odd day. Plus, in a leap year, there is 2 odd day. In each leap year, there is 2 odd day. So in 24 leap year, we have 48 odd day. So total odd days that we have is 124. Okay, the total odd day that we will have is 124. In 100 years, we will have 124 odd day. But as I have already said to you, it cannot be greater than 6. Odd day cannot be greater than 6. So I will divide it by 7 and find the remainder. So when I divide it by 7 and find remainder, I get remainder as 5. I get remainder as 5. So I can say there are just 5 odd day in 100 years. In 100 years, there are just 5 odd day. Just 5 odd day. Or we can say in the first century, from 1 to 100, there will be 5 odd day. And this is very important to understand. There are 2 points that you need to note down. The first thing is how many leap years are there in the first century or in the 100 years. The question asks you how many leap years are there in 100 years. You will say 24 leap year. This is important, very important to remember. Direct questions are being asked from here. And how many odd days are there in the first century? So we'll say there are 5 odd days. And how we calculated? We got the idea from here. Okay, we calculated in this way. Now I am going to answer you properly why we are not taking this 100th year as a leap year. Why a 100th year is not leap year? So this answer can be explained with the help of approximation that we have used in the calendar. Okay, so let me answer this question. If someone is interested in getting the knowledge of this calendar, so if you ask someone why the 100th year is not leap year, why it is not leap year? Why this 100th year is not leap year? So answer is not just because it is not divisible by 4. That is the funda to find it. Okay, that is the funda to check. If any century is divisible by 400, it will be leap. If not divisible by 400, it is non-leap. But why it is non-leap? Okay, it's not divisible by 400, that is okay. But why it is non-leap? The answer can be given from here. See, we know that the Earth takes 365.2425 days. The Earth takes 365.2425 days to complete one revolution. To complete one revolution around the Sun. And this has been approximated to 365. This we have approximated to 365 for an ordinary year. Okay, and for a leap year we take 366 days. So why we take 366, you know, because we have further approximated this value as 365.25, isn't it? We approximated this value to 365.25, or we can say 365 1 by 4. So this 1 by 4th part of the day in next 4 years becomes one complete day, and that's why this 1 day is added to this every 4th year, and every 4th year becomes a leap year. So that's why there are 366 days in every 4th year. Okay. So here is something that you are missing. Here is something that you are missing. See, the exact value was 365.24. The exact value was 365.24. But for the simplification purpose, for the calculation purpose, you are assuming that this 365.24 is 365.25. So what extra part you are taking every year? What extra part you are taking? So you are taking 0.01 extra every year, isn't it? This is the extra part that you have been adding in your calendar every year. But this is such a small part that it do not create any difference in 1 or 2 or 3 years. But if I talk about 100 years of time, so this 0.01 that you have been taking extra because the actual was 365.24. You have been taking as 365.25 for the leap purpose. So this extra part in 100 years accumulates and becomes one complete day. And this extra part you have been taking, so you need to remove this one day every 100th year. Every 100th year, you need to remove this one day to match your calendar or to sync your calendar properly. So in general, our 100th year should be a leap year, or it has to be a leap year. But just because every 100th year, the calculation mistake that we have done because of taking this 0.24 as 0.25, this calculation mistake that we have doing, and because of this, every 100th year, one extra day has been created. So just to match our calendar, I will be removing this one extra day from here, and hence this will not be any leap year. So 100 will not be leap year now because we are removing this one day. Why we are removing? Because this one day has been accumulated from this calculation error. So if we 100th year to remove one day, it is no more a leap year, and that's why 100th year is known as an ordinary year. This is an ordinary year. This is not leap. The exact answer is this. This is the exact answer for this question. Okay, and we know how to check. If any century is there, we just divide by 400 and we check. So that is the different thing, how to check whether year is leap or not. But why the 100th year is not a leap year? The answer is this. Because every 100th year, we are removing just one extra day. And hence, if 100th year is not a leap year, 200th year will also not be a leap year. 200 will also not be a leap year. Okay, because after again in 100 years, one extra day will be accumulated. 200 should be a leap, but just because you will be removing one extra day, it will not be any leap further. Okay, it will not be a leap year. So the idea that I'm going to tell, we are just finding the odd days in centuries. Okay, we are finding the odd days in century. So if we have 100 years, I write here year and I write here odd day. This is very important table. I think you all must remember this table. Not only remember, just keep in your mind how we are getting this table. Okay, this is very important. See, in 100 years, how many odd days we had? So we saw that in 100 years, we have 5 odd days. Okay, and how we calculated? Just because we got the idea that in 100 years, we have 24 leap years. In 100 years, we have 24 leap and 76 ordinary years. So this is also very important to remember how many leap years are there in 100 years. Direct questions are being asked, so you say 24. Okay, now coming to this part. If in 100 years, first 100 year I'm talking about, the 5 odd day, so how many odd days will be there in 200 years? So if I talk about 200 years, so we will say if 100 year, 5 odd day in 200 years, there will be 10 odd day. But 10 cannot be the answer because odd day cannot be greater than 6. So if you divide 10 by 7, you divide 10 by 7, you get remainder as 3. So in 200 years, there are 3 odd days. Okay. Now in 300 years, how many odd days will be there? Total 300 times. From first century, from first year to 300 years, how many odd days will be there? So we will say in 100 years, there are 5 odd days. So in 300 years, there will be 15 odd days. So 15 divided by 7, remainder is 1. So there will be just 1 odd day in 300 years. Or we can say the calendar will be shifted by 1 day. Because if you have 1 odd day, the calendar will shift by 1 day. So after every 300 years, the calendar will shift by 1 day. But if I come here, how many odd days are there in 400 years? And if you are going to answer like this, if 100 years, 5 odd day, in 400 years, this will be 20 odd day, and 20 divided by 7, the remainder is 6. So that not be a correct answer. That won't be a correct answer. In 400 years, there is no 6 odd day. It's not 6. And why so? Again, this answer can be given with the approximation. See, in most of the video that you will see, these things are not explained. Most of the trainers and faculty are not explaining this thing. I don't know why, but this thing should be clear to you. Why we take 0 odd days in 100 years? Why not 6? See, again, this can be answered with the help of approximation. I answer you. See, this is very correct. In 100 years, there will be 5 odd day. In 200, there will be 3 odd day. In 300, there will be 1 odd day. But in 400 years, there won't be 6 odd day. There is 0 odd day. And why so? Let's see the explanation for this. See, we know that this is 365.2425, isn't it? 365.2425 days. This is the days that Earth takes to revolve around the sun. But you are approximating this value either to 365 or to 366. After every 4 years, you are taking 366, and every year you are taking 365. So what part you are leaving, what part you are not calculating? So every year you are not calculating approximately this part. Approximately, not exactly I'm saying, approximately every year you are leaving this part, isn't it? You are totally neglecting this 25. If you are approximating it, if you are approximating it to 365.25, and then this is further approximated to 365. So in ordinary year, you are taking 365 days. In a leap year, you are taking this part, 365.25. And just because of this approximation, you are removing one extra day every 100th year. But what about this part? What about 0.0025? You are not taking this into consideration. So this is a very, very small day. If I talk about a year time, in a year time, this is very small. These many days are very small. So we can neglect. In 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year, even in 100 year, we can neglect because this is very small. But in 400 year time, it becomes complete one day. If you multiply this by 400, this becomes complete one day, and this part cannot be neglected now. So this part you have not been taking into the consideration, and that's why you have to add one day every 400 years. Every 400 year, you have to add one day. And there was 6 odd day. If you add 1 to this, it becomes 7 odd day. And 7 odd day is equivalent to 0 odd day, because if you divide 7 by 7, you get 0. And hence there are 0 odd day in every 400 years. So every 400 year, you get 0 odd day. So what does it mean? What does it mean? If you get 0 odd day in every 400 year, it means that the calendar repeats itself every 400 years. It will definitely repeat. I'm not saying it will not repeat before 400 years, but every 400 years the calendar repeats, or the century year repeats itself every 400 years. So this was the whole explanation for this. If let's suppose there are some students, those who are not able to understand this mathematics or approximation, you can simply avoid. No one is going to ask you all this. Although I'll explain in the detail, but let's suppose if there are some students, those who are not from the maths background, you can simply avoid all this calculation. Just remember this table, and this will work properly for you. Just remember this table. No one is going to ask you, neither in any exam, any question is going to ask you to explain why there are 0 odd days in 400 year and why 100 year is not a century year. No one is going to ask you. You just need to remember this table. Okay, if you could remember this table, you will answer every level of question that is being asked in the simple competitive exams. So now I just revise. Now few things that you can take as a conclusion from my discussion for last 20 minutes. So what is the conclusion is, 100th year is not a leap year. 100th year is not a leap year. 200th is also not leap. 300th year will also not be a leap. This is also not leap. But 400th year is the leap year. It is a leap year. The 400th year is a leap year. And this is why when there are century years, we divide every century year by 400. So this is the answer for the question that has been asked in the first lesson, the very first lecture that I created, why we are dividing century years by 400. So the answer for this question is because every 400 year, the century year repeats, or the calendar repeats. And that's why if you need to check whether a century year is leap or not, we will divide by 400. So 400th year is a leap year. So next year leap year will be 800th year will be leap. Next 1200 will be also leap. Next 1600 will be also leap, because all this will have a 0 odd day. And that's why we say if you need to check whether a century year is a leap or not, you just divide it by 400. Okay, so you know that 2000 is a leap year, but 2100 won't be leap year because it is not divisible by 400. So this is the whole picture that I created in front of you. This thing you can take as a conclusion. Okay, so this is very important to note as a conclusion. The second thing that you can take from this discussion is how many, sometimes the questions are asked to you, how many odd days are there in 100 years? So from the table you can tell there are 5 odd days. But sometimes the questions that are asked to you is like this: how many leap years, how many leap years are there, how many leap years are there in 300 years? How many leap years are there in 300 years? So you need to answer this kind of question. So how many leap years are there in 300 years? So we know that in 100 years, there are 24 leap years, isn't it? There are 24 leap years in 100 years. Because 100th year is not leap. And rest all will be leap, like 4, 8, then 12, then 16, then 20, this all will be leap, but 100 is not leap, so 24 leap year in 100 years, and hence in 300 years, there will be 24 into 3, 72 leap years. This you need to keep in mind. Okay, 72 leap years. So the answer is 72 leap year in 300 years. But if question is asked to you, how many leap years are there in 400 years? How many leap years are there in 400 years? So just because in 100 years there are 24 leap years, so in 400 years there should be 96 leap years. But I will add one extra because 400th year is also leap. This 400th is also leap, because it is divisible by 400, and I also explain why it is leap. So this will be total 97 leap years if I talk about 400th year also. So in 400 years, there will be 97 leap years. So these are the questions that are being asked repetitively. So you should be thorough in this kind of question, I think. Okay, now let's discuss some important things. Let's suppose I give you a question like this. If 15th August, let's suppose I give you like 15th August 1416 was Monday. 15th August 1416 was Monday. So what will be the day on 15th August 1816? What will be the day on 15th August 1816? So this kind of random question can be asked to you. So you see that the gap of 400 years totally. And we have seen in the previous lesson how to find the day of reference calendar. So this is known as reference calendar. Okay, the question from reference calendar. So 15th August 1416 was given to you, and 15th August 1816 is asked. So how many year gaps are there? So there are total 400 years gap, exactly 400 year gap. And if you have 400 year gap, so how many odd days are there you need to find? So in 400 years there is 0 odd day, and if 0 odd day you add 0 to Monday, your answer will be Monday only. So answer is Monday for this kind of question. So you see these kind of questions are being asked. Okay, so I think the idea is clear to you. Okay, if let's suppose I ask you this question, this is like 16 Feb 2004 is given to you, and 16 Feb 2004 is, let's suppose, given to you like Sunday, and I ask you after 400 years, any day after 4, like 16 Feb, if I 400 years, so it will be 2404. What will be the day on this date? So see again, here is the gap of 400. If there is a gap of 400, it will be 0 odd day, and that's why it will be Sunday again. So this kind of question now I think you can clearly answer. If there is a gap of this much, 400 years gap, you can directly answer. Okay, because you know in 400 years there are 0 odd day. Now I'm going to discuss the important part, and that's very interesting part of the calendar. How to find any day of particular date. How to find the day of any particular date? Let's suppose any date is given to you. So how you are going to find the day on that particular day? Any random day. Let's suppose I give you 26 September 1947. What was the day on this date? What was the day on this date? So in this kind of question you need to answer within a minute. You need to learn this technique, and this is again important for the calendar. This is again important for the calendar. It's very days given to you. Let's suppose I have given the day of, let's suppose, 16th November 2042. So what will be the day on this particular date? Without using the calendar, without seeing the calendar, you can answer this kind of question. So if you really want to answer this kind of question within a minute, just learn this technique that I'm going to tell you. And this is the shortcut actually. So this shortcut is very important. So before you could answer this kind of question, you need to learn these things and you need to remember this. I'll say you just remember these things. So if we have, if I talk about the days, we have total 7 days. We all know we have total 7 days, isn't it? From Sunday, Monday to Saturday, we just have 7 days. And how many odd days we have? From 0 to 6, we have 7 odd days. We have 7 odd days. So every odd day represents something like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every odd day represents something. 0 represents Sunday, 1 represents Monday, 2 is used for Tuesday, this is for Wednesday, this is for Thursday, then this is for Friday, and this is for Saturday. Okay, so this is the odd day actually that you need to keep in mind. Always follow this pattern. 0 is always used for Sunday, 1 for Monday, 2 for Tuesday, 3 for Wednesday, 4 for Thursday, 5 for Friday, and 6 for Saturday. So this is something that you need to keep in mind, the very first thing. The second thing is you need to remember the month code. You need to remember the month code of each month. Month code, like we have 12 months like January, February, March, April, May, June, then July, August, September, and October, November, and December. So we have 12 months. You need to remember this month code as a phone number. If you remember the phone number of 10 digits, it will be a 12-digit phone number. You just need to remember. So it is like 0, 3, 3, 6, 1, 4, 6, 2, 5, 0, 3, 5. So this is month code that you need to keep in mind. Do not follow any other code. If you are following my code, this code are generally used, and this is like there are another code as well. If you see some other trainers, they might be discussing another code as well. But if you remember just one code and follow one way of finding the question, it will be sufficient for you. Do not confuse yourself. Just follow these codes. You remember for 3, okay, 033, then 614, then 625, then 035. It's not difficult to remember. It's Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. This is October, November, and December. So these two things you remember, the month code and the odd day. Now there is the last thing that you need to keep in your mind, and this is known as century code. Century code, or we can say year code. For each century, there is some code that has been given, and it depends on odd day. These all things have been calculated with the help of odd day only. So you need not to go into how these calculations has come, but you just need to keep in these things in mind. Like if you are finding any day from 1600 to 1699, any day of this 1600 to 1699, you will use code 6. Okay, and if you are calculating for 1700 to 1799, you will be using the code 4. Then for 1800 to 1899, you will be using the code 2. These are like even numbers, 6, 4, 2, and 0. Next will be 0. And from 1900 to 1999, your code will be 0. And then let's suppose you are calculating for any 2000 to 2099, your code will be 6 again. So this repeats, 6420 repeats itself. Okay, 6420 repeats itself. Again, it will start from 6420, 6420. It will keep going on. And this is not difficult to remember because these are all even numbers, 6420 decreasing order. So what I am trying to say, might be making sense here, because when we start discussing the question, I will be making sense. But don't worry, you just need to note it down, okay? And have patience to learn the question. I repeat what I've been saying. If any year lie between 1600 to 1699, you need to use the year code 6. If you are finding for any year that lie between 1900 to 1999, you will use code 0. And similarly, for 2000 to 2099, you will use code 6. So just remember these many codes, it's sufficient. Mostly the question will lie between these range, between 1900 to 2099. So you just need to remember these two codes, 0 and 6. But for like keeping yourself in safer side, it's not difficult. For 1600 is 6, for 17 it is 4, for 18 it is 2, for 19 it is 0, and then again from 2000 to 2000 is 6. So 6420. Now I think you will not be having problem to remember this. So these three things I will ask you to remember before we start finding the day of any particular date. Okay, so I'm loving this part. You just note it down. I have already remembered it, but I will write down on the starting. Okay, let's suppose I just write for month code. I just write, because this I will be using again 033 614 625 035. This is the month code. This is for January. This is for February. This is for March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So October. This is for November. This is for December. Okay. Year code is simple to remember, and days code are also simple. 0 is for Sunday, 1 for Monday, 2 for Tuesday. So day also you know. Now how to find the day of any particular day. See, let's suppose if I talk about a date like 26 September 2020. So I'm creating this lecture today, and today is 26 September 2020. So I just going to find whether my idea is correct or not. See, if I want to find the day of this day, what I need to follow? I just need to write 5 things. Keep in your mind, you need to write 5 things here. You need to write 5 things here. What 5 things you need to write? The first thing is write date. The second thing is write month code. Then third thing, year code or century code, you can say year code or century code, whatever you follow. The fourth thing is last 2 digit of year, and the fifth thing, you will write last 2 digit of the year divided by 4. So quotient you need to write quotient when last two digit of year is divided by 4. Keep in your mind that these many things you need to write. You need to write 5 things, and this is not difficult, believe me. When you practice, you will not take more than a minute. I generally take 30 seconds, 40 seconds to answer the questions. You might even take lesser time if you have a good calculation speed. So these things by practice will just sit in your mind, and you will remember everything, even code, month code, year code, everything you remember. Just you need to follow 4 to 5 questions properly, and you will be able to practice this technique very easily. So I'm going to just write 5 things and just keep writing with me. Like I need to find the day of 26 September 2020. First thing I'm going to write is the date. Okay, the first thing, date. Then month code of September, we can see here, it is 5. Okay, September month code is 5. So I write 5 here. Then year code of 2020. What will be the year code of 2020? I just wrote from 1900 to 1999, the year code is 0. From 2000, so 2099, the year code is 6. Isn't it? We just wrote the year code. So just remember the year code for these 2 years, these 2 centuries actually. This has been extensively used. These centuries will be used a lot of times. So 2020 will lie between this century, between 2000 to 2099, and that's why the year code will be 6. Right, 6 here. Last 2 digit of the year, so last two digit of the year is 20, so you write 20 here. Then what is the last part? See, some of you might get confused in the last part. So last part is saying write the quotient when last 2 digit of the year is divided by 4. So what is the last 2 digit of the year? That is 20. So when 20 divided by 4, what will be the quotient? The quotient will be 5. Isn't it? Remainder is 0. There is no remainder, but I am interested in quotient here. Please keep in mind, I am interested in quotient, not remainder here. Most of the time we have been using remainder, but here I am interested in quotient, and quotient that you need to follow by dividing by 4. This is also important. You need not to divide by 7, you need to divide by 4. So when 20 divided by 4, the quotient is 5, I will write 5 here. So as soon as you write this 5 thing, you just add them. If you add this thing, what you are going to get, this is 6 plus 5, 11 plus 6, 11 plus 6, 17, plus 5, 22, 2 carry as aega. So this is 62, I think, isn't it? Check again. I think 62 is the correct one. So when you add all these things, you get 62 here. So what this 62 represents? 62 represents the total odd day. This represents the total odd day. This all is the application. This all things the application of odd day only. So this 62 is the total odd day, but 62 cannot be the odd day, isn't it? 62 cannot be the odd day. So I will divide 62 by 7. So my odd days will be the remainder of this. So if you divide 62 by 7, you get remainder as 6. And what does 6 represents? What does 6 represent? So 6 represents Saturday, and that's why your answer for this question will be Saturday, isn't it? So this is the whole technique that you are going to use. I will repeat it. See, when you get the total odd day, you just divide it by 7 and get your appropriate odd day. Your odd day should lie between 0 to 6. And if it is 0, the answer is Sunday. If it is 1, the answer is Monday. If it is 2, then answer is Tuesday. And if it is 6, the answer is Saturday. I already explained this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the odd days. 1 represents Sunday, this represents Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, Thursday, this is Friday, and this is Saturday. 6 represents Saturday, and that's why your answer is Saturday for this question. Okay, so you just need to find this, write these 5 things, just write these 5 things, add all them up, get the total odd days, divide it by 7, get the perfect odd days between 0 to 6, and whatever the odd days are there, that will directly give you the answer. Okay, let's try another question. I just remove all this part very quickly. If you have any confusion, please follow me here properly, because if you have a confusion, you need to listen to me properly 2 to 3 times. At least you listen to me properly, then you get the idea. Okay, let's see. I take another question. Let's suppose I need to find the day on any date. Like let's suppose I take 26 January 2045. Okay, the date that we need to find, 26 Jan 2045. Okay, if I need to find the day on this date, so how we are going to find? Pause the video and try by yourself. Okay, just pause the video and try by yourself. I'm going to start. See, I just write the first thing, that is date, then month code. The month code is January 0. Month code for January is 0. Then year code. First I write date, then month code, then year code 2045. The year code of 2045 will lie between 2000 to 2099. So this is 6. So I just write 6 here. Then the last two digits 45. I write 45 here. Then last thing is last 2 digits divided by 4, and whatever the quotient you get. So you know you will get the quotient at 44. Sorry, 11, because 44 time it will go. Remainder as 1, but you will write quotient here. Okay, you are interested in writing the quotient. So quotient was 11. Add all these things. As soon as you add all these things, 6 plus 6, 12 plus 5, 17 plus 1, 18, 18, 8. Remainder is 1, carry is 1, 2, 1, 3. 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 1, 8. So you get 88 as the total odd day. Isn't it? Check again. 88 is the total odd day, that's correct. So this is the total odd day. I again repeat, this is the total odd day that you get. Divide 88 by 7. If you divide 88 by 7, so the remainder that you get is, this is 18, 14, 4. Remainder is 4, okay. So remainder is 4. If the remainder is 4, your actual odd days are 4, and 4 represents Thursday. You check, 4 represents Thursday. The answer for this question will be Thursday only. You can check it in the calendar if it is Thursday or not. If it is Thursday, then you are dividing it properly, you are getting the answer properly. And if it is not coming out to be Thursday, you have done some mistakes. Okay, so answer for this question can be checked easily because you have the calendar of all the years. So whether you are finding for the previous years or the advanced years, you can check by the calendar whether your answers are correct or not. You need not to ask, you need not to bother about. You have everything. Okay, now there is one catch in this thing. There is one just catch, small catch is there, or a small exception is there. What is the exception actually? Let's suppose, I just will erase some part. Let's suppose if there is a year of leap year, the year given is of leap year. There are some small exceptions. Small exception like this is, if you are going to find the day of January or February of any leap year, January or February of any leap year. Let's suppose you are interested in finding the day of any date of January and February, starting from 1st January to 29th February, of any leap year. Okay, if you are finding this, you just need to take one extra thing. You need to do one extra thing. Subtract one odd day from total odd day, and then get the answer. Rest everything will be same. Only this exception is there when you are finding the date of January, February of any leap year. Okay, if you are finding the date of March, April of a leap year, there is no change. It will be same. Okay, just don't be confused by the leap year. If there is a leap year and date lies between January and February, from 1st January to 29th February, then only there is this exception. In that case, when you find the total odd day at the last, when you get the answer of odd day, just subtract 1 from the total odd day and then get your answer. That will be correct. Otherwise, you will make mistake. So this is just a small exception that you need to keep in mind. Otherwise, if you are not going to follow this all, you will remember a different code. Most of the trainers or the faculty, they use a different code for the leap years. But I don't think this is justified to remember different code just for one small thing. Just if you could remember this thing or keep in your mind, then it is done. Okay, let's take an example what I have been saying. Let's suppose I take an example here. I'll remove now these all things. Example, I just take an example of any leap year that is between January and February. Let's suppose 2020 is going on and 2020 is a leap year. Let's suppose I just interested in finding the 26th January. Okay, the Republic Day of 2020. What was the day on this date? Okay, 26th Jan 2020. So 2020, you know, it is divisible by 4 and hence it is a leap year. And when you are finding the date of any leap year between January and February, okay, either it should be from 1st January to 29th February, it can be any date. In that case, it is the exceptional case. It is the exceptional case. If it is any other month of a leap year, then it's not exceptional. Please keep in your mind, if you're finding like 26th March 2020, you just follow the same thing. You need not to subtract anything, you just follow the previous one. There is no exception in it. The exception only lies when you are finding the day of January and February of any leap year. So please keep in mind, don't do any mistake here. Now let's start the concept. Everything will be same. Like 26 Jan month code is 00, the year code is 0 and 6, the last 2 digits is 20, and when 20 divided by 4, the quotient is 5. So everything is same. Just everything is same till now. You just add all this: 6 plus 6 12, 12 plus 5 17, 7 1 2 1 3 3 2 5 57. Okay, so this is the total odd day. This is the total odd day. If you divide 57 by 7, you get 1 odd day, isn't it? The remainder is 1 because 56 is divisible by 7. So when you divide 57 by 7, you get 1 odd day. And when you get 1 odd day, what you need to do? Here is the exception. Here you need to apply this concept. Because it was the leap year, I'll just subtract 1 from this total odd day, so I'm getting 0 odd day. And what does 0 represent? 0 represents Sunday. So the answer for this question will be Sunday. 26th Jan 2020 was nothing but the Sunday. You can check in the calendar, it will be definitely Sunday. Okay, so I hope the idea is clear now, how to find the day of any given date. Okay, if you have any confusion, you can ask me in the comment box. I will try to resolve it. So I hope I should start the video here. Thank you for listening me. Have a nice day.